God family country, it's the month of December. Hope everybody is having a good Christmas or, excuse me, a good Christmas season, right? Because everybody says happy holidays, but really everybody's here to celebrate Christmas. And we know that we respect the other holidays, but it is what it is. You know what it is. It's Christmas season. That's exactly what it is. So let's go into today's episode. So MrBeast. A name that's almost impossible to miss on YouTube. He built an empire of generosity, challenges, and viral videos that touched millions. But did you know that MrBeast in his early YouTube days boldly showcased the Christian faith? From Bible verses in his banners to passionate comments about his belief in Jesus, his mission seemed clear. Today, it's a different story. MrBeast openly identifies as agnostic, unsure about religion and faith. So, what changed? In this video, we're going to look at key moments from his journey, his bold faith, his doubts, and what we can learn from it. And by the end, I want to ask you a question that could shape how we respond to stories like his. So let's get into it. MrBeast, one of the biggest YouTubers in the world, once identified as a Christian. But in a recent interview, he shared that he now considers himself agnostic, unsure of what to believe. Let's take a closer look at what MrBeast said about his faith journey and where he stands today.
Is it true that your old YouTube banner used to be like a Bible verse?
It did. I used to go to a Christian school back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's like, it's just kind of hard to tell what's right or what's wrong, religion-wise. There's so many, and I don't know.
So you can see MrBeast discussing his agnostic views, questioning the variety of religions. You know, I really thank God that the world wasn't able to do this to me. This must be a tough spot for people who once believed that they knew, and for some reason, they don't believe that anymore.
No, I believe there is some kind of God, but how do you know?
Damn, Mark just got so sad.
No.
Son.
Yeah, it is sad. How do you know? Look at everything. This all came from nothing. We're all here for absolutely no reason because of a big bang. A big bang that nothing came from nothing is still producing. When you look at the DNA, you can see that code embedded almost like there was a creator. Everything points towards a creator. So how could you know? I mean, I feel like it takes more faith to not believe in anything than to, and not even pushing Christianity on somebody, just saying, hey, can we at least get to the point where you say, there's definitely a creator. Somebody made this all. We're here for a purpose.
You are a good Christian boy, though. Is it true that your old YouTube banner used to be like a Bible verse?
It did. I used to go to a Christian school back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's like, it's just kind of hard to tell what's right or what's wrong, religion-wise. There's so many, and I don't know. I believe there is some kind of God, but how do you know?
Damn, Mark just got so sad.
No.
Son.
He said he got so sad. I'm wondering if Marcus is a Christian.
That's stupid shit.
Isn't it funny?
He is devastated because he's such a fucking Catholic.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He really thought.
Oh, is that why you donate to a Catholic church?
Yes.
'Cause
Yeah.
He bullies you into
No,
it?
he calls that
yeah.
my paycheck.
Oh.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He just he gives me money.
Hey, I have his revenue up here. I mean, he could probably make some more donations.
I think so,
Make
right?
some donations, right? But for real, so have your feelings changed since Tarek's been around, or like has he? Are you expanding the caliph?
Oh my gosh.
No.
Jeez.
It is admirable to see how devoted he is, though.
Yes.
Like he doesn't drink, he doesn't do anything. He's not one of those people that just preach it. He actually follows it.
He's up,
So
my boy.
sometimes it does make me go like, damn, like there's something there. Like he really cares a lot, you know.
It's easier to be.
There you go. It looks like MrBeast has an example in his life. Tarek seems to be that there's a Christian walking out his faith in front of MrBeast and makes him think, wow, this guy's really connected to something. What is that? And maybe we need to absolutely take account and I do, and I look at it every time as that people are going to see me. They're going to see the way I react, to see the way I talk, and that's why Jesus said is to imitate the life of Christ, imitate Him. And so he admits believing in a higher power, but he remains uncertain about who or what God is. And what is the I guess what I would be most curious about is what were the series of events, things, thoughts, or all of it together, that moment where it created this doubt in Mr. Beast and allowed it to creep in. This shift highlights a common challenge many face: doubt and uncertainty in a world of competing beliefs. The Bible verse, John 14:6, Jesus answered, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." So Mr. Beast's YouTube banners we're going to go to next, and check this out, because like I said, Mr. Beast was, I don't know if he is, but it seems right now Mr. Beast is saying that he's not a Christian, he's agnostic, he's not sure what to believe in. It seems like at one point in his life, he believed in Jesus Christ, very much so. And I'm going to show you right here with some of his banners. You can see this video. You can't see me. It says, "I am not ashamed of the gospel," in the cross to the right with Mr. Beast. And let's get in. I'm going to go ahead and hide my picture. When Mr. Beast first started YouTube, he wasn't afraid to share his faith. His early banners proudly displayed Bible verses and Christian symbols. So what did his YouTube channel look like back then? And why did it change? Let's rewind to Mr. Beast's bold beginnings. And here we are looking at early in his YouTube career, Mr. Beast banners showcasing Bible verses and Christian symbols like the cross. You can see that he's going to use his growing platform to share his faith openly and without shame. John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life." Mr. Beast 6000, or Mr. Beast Good, home to the most random commentaries on YouTube. And here he is. He is living a life for Jesus. He believes this enough to put it on his banner. Mr. Beast, "I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ." Mr. Beast again, "I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ." Mr. Beast, "Subscribe." Mr. Beast 6000, John 3:16 verse again. So he's representing, he's 10 toes down for the gospel. He was all in, no falling, no stalling. And now he fell off. John 3:16 again. "I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ." He's growing his channel. Let's bring my picture back. There you have it. His boldness reflected a strong foundation in Christianity and a mission to spread the gospel through his content. You could see that this was an important part of his life. And with a lot of Christians, you will know that they're a Christian, because it's hard to have something that when Jesus, number one, to be saved, and then number two, to know that somebody possibly next to you that you care about, or do you think would care about, would highly benefit from being saved, that you have enough care in your heart to have the cares of what God has, and to preach the gospel, preach the good message. Jesus came to free people, and that's why he was there preaching to the sick and the sinners. It wasn't because he agreed with what they were doing. A lot of times you'll see Hollywood take that part of Jesus and just pervert it and say, "Oh, that's why Jesus was here." No, Jesus was here to help the sick, those that need it the most. And the ones that need it the most are the ones that are not filled with, people at the church felt like they had God, and they didn't have God the way they needed God. And Jesus knew that they weren't going to listen. They had that pride in their heart, kind of like the Pharaoh. It seems almost that God had given them over to their pride and allowed for their destruction in a way. Whereas Jesus went and preached to those who would listen, and Jesus loved on them and preached on them. And these sinners wanted to be around Jesus. And Jesus never was like, "Hey, it's okay that you're doing this. Hey, it's okay that you're doing that." Jesus never said that. He never approved of sin. Actually, all of his sermons would, if I was near him and I was living the lifestyle I lived and I heard him preach, I would know that I have issues that I can't fix and I need God to fix them. And then I would know that I need to change my life. Jesus came because he loved all of us equally. But me, the person that's in church that thinks that he's separate from everybody else, and then the person that's down in the pits of life, just at the rock bottom and needs God and is stuck in his sin and calling out to God. And I think every person equally needs God. And the only way all three of those people can get to the best them that they're supposed to be is a life in Jesus Christ. So MrBeast's banners, we went over his early Christian influence, and I'm going to share a verse with you, and it's Romans 1:16, because that's one that he used a lot. For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. That's why it was so important for Jesus to speak to the people that were sick, because it brings salvation to everyone who believes. Everyone. Now, we're going to go to the next slide. This one's a little sad. MrBeast denies Jesus and says he's agnostic. In 2019, MrBeast sat down for an interview on Logan Paul's Impaulsive podcast. During the conversation, he openly admitted that he no longer believes in Christianity and now identifies as agnostic. Let's hear. So he no longer believes in Christianity and now identifies as agnostic. Let's hear what MrBeast had to say about faith, God, and his struggles with belief.
Don't do it.
Just
Don't
keep a Bible in between us. Don't get near it.
The Bible. Are you saving yourself for marriage?
Are you?
No,
Nice.
absolutely.
I love this.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
What about
I'm not,
Hold on a second.
I'm not religious. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not religious.
Are you saving yourself for marriage?
I'm not religious.
At all?
No, I'm not.
What about that Jesus?
No.
He's saying no.
Oh, ouch. No. I think it made that guy next to him uncomfortable. You can see how people start getting real uncomfortable. You start talking about faith. I wonder if this guy's a believer or not a believer, just feels uncomfortable about the whole whatever's going on here. Let's watch this again. Pay attention to everybody here.
Just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you saving yourself for marriage?
I'm not religious.
At all?
No, I'm not.
What about that Jesus?
No.
He's saying no.
Yeah, like,
Are you atheist?
You just asked the same question
Are you-
different ways. The answer's the same.
Atheist or agnostic?
Agnostic. Like, I mean, the place is, the universe is complex, and
Yes.
like, it's hard to believe someone didn't do it, but like,
There you go. So what I said earlier, it's hard to believe that somebody, a creator, didn't come and do it. So he knows that. He's not to the point where he just thinks it came from nothing, which is, he takes a crazy amount of faith. They know faith in a different way. But MrBeast is sharing that he's no longer religious and identifies as agnostic. He believes the universe points to a higher power, but he struggles with the idea of Jesus and religion, or, you know, what we believe is a relationship with Jesus Christ. Religion is a way to describe what we have, but what we have can best be described as a relationship with God. And the moment makes a turning point, showing how faith can evolve and devolve and face challenges over time. So this moment marks a turning point, showing how MrBeast, who had such bold faith, now has went through whatever challenges in his mind, doubt, and over time no longer believes.
I don't know. There's a lot. It's you know,
You're open-minded, huh?
Yeah.
So you believe in a creator or some sort of being.
but it's just like
deity,
hard
perhaps.
to tell. I mean, there's a lot out there, you know.
He's agnostic, so he doesn't have proof to push him in either direction or another.
Hey,
but he
no,
doesn't have
by the way, I get it. Same page as you.
Yeah.
He seemed uncomfortable with the question a little bit, not gonna lie. The guy next to him seemed a little uncomfortable. Logan Paul came back and is that Logan Paul? I don't. It looks like he came back. Logan Paul came back and kind of said, hey, I'm on the same boat, to kind of, do like this verbal handshake to kind of break the uncomfortability. And it looks like then Mr. Beast said, hey, the earth is also flat as well. So Mr. Beast is a flat earther.
But magnets on each side of the world, they didn't go through the earth, so obviously it's flat.
Any fear of falling off the side?
Yeah, I was on the plane, but we made it. Yeah, because I didn't want just to go off the side of it.
Flat Earth proven by
When's your
independent research.
So Mr. Beast went from gospel banners representing Jesus Christ. There's some quote where he was talking about his faith, and now he is just agnostic. He comes out as agnostic, like, hey, there's a creator, but this Jesus thing, I'm not so sure about anymore. And the Bible verse I want to share in regards to this is Matthew 10:33. But whoever disowns me before others, I will disown for my Father in heaven. And that doesn't bring me joy to say something like that. A lot of times us as Christians, people think like we're throwing these zingers like, oh yeah, well, you're going to get zinged. Like, there's no joy in you getting zinged if that's how it ends. That's actually the opposite of joy. That's the opposite of God wants, and it should be what the opposite of a Christian wants. Like, yeah, you're going to find out. That's for sure. But that's nothing that I'm going to do to make you find out. You're going to find out based on your relationship with God. When you stand between God, just you and him, you can't blame anybody. You can't blame any influences. Maybe you were influenced by Mr. Beast to no longer believe in Jesus Christ as well. You don't get to say, well, Mr. Beast. No, it's you and God alone. He's going to hold you accountable. He knows what's in your heart. You can say that God's going to understand you. You're going to be the exception to the rule. It would appear that everything we have that Jesus said would contradict that statement in your mind, and you might want to look into the idea that maybe you have started to create your own religion based on what Jesus wants, so that you can have your cake and eat it too. And I would say that you would be greatly mistaken. Remember, whoever disowns me before others, I have disowned before my Father in heaven. But the hope is, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. Mr. Beast could believe right now, and he would be saved. What are these videos highlight Mr. Beast's journey? His early bold faith, Bible verses, gospel banners, and a clear mission to share his beliefs, and to his now struggles with faith, the transition to doubt and agnosticism as he wrestled with big questions. The story isn't just about Mr. Beast. It's about all of us. Many people struggle with faith, doubts, and questions about God. But the Bible reminds us, now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about seeking the truth, even when it's hard. So Mr. Beast's story raises a question for all of us. Have you ever struggled with faith or doubted what you believe? Maybe you're going through something hard. Maybe you've lost somebody, and it's really pointed at your faith. Maybe something's happening to you. Maybe you've been in the same rut for 2 years now, and you got the guy at church saying, it must be something you're doing, because God, you must have some hidden sin there. You need to do a special recipe. This dance this way. You didn't shake your hip. It's this. You didn't do all these things, and maybe that's struggling. Maybe that's causing your faith to struggle as you try to hold on to the words of God and his promises. And it's easy for somebody like me to tell you to keep your faith when I'm not going through what you're going through. And you have to tell yourself to keep the faith, and you have to seek God in those times. And how do you respond when doubt meets faith? And that happens, I think, in all believers' life, unless they just have a perfect life throughout their whole life. And then maybe in that perfectness, they find an emptiness, and they never have to worry about a bill. They never have to worry about how much do groceries cost? for this week. They don't plan. They can just spend, and they just have unlimited health, and all their friends are happy, and they're happy, and their life's perfect, and their wife's happy, and their children are happy, and all of these perfect fairy tale situations. But down here in the real world, where life happens, you may have situations where doubt meets faith. And let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and to have an open and honest conversation, because I think that's what's important and that's what's missing. I think what I believe is what's missing in the Christian hemisphere, echo chambers, is the ability, and I think it's getting a lot better, but the ability to have an honest, open conversation without fear of being attacked by a Christian echo chamber. So my final call to action for you guys is, if this video spoke to you, hit the like button, share it with someone who might need to hear this, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. And if you're searching for answers, open the Bible, ask questions, and keep seeking. The truth is there for those who look at it. Remember, faith isn't the absence of questions. It's the courage to search for answers. Keep seeking truth and don't give up, because the answers might be closer than you think. God bless y'all. God, family, country.